The plane shattered upon impact, breaking into 3 massive pieces. Flames crackled and flickered across the icy terrain as snowflakes danced around the wreckage, creating a surreal juxtaposition of fire and ice. Against all odds, 7 out of 9 crew members survived. But this wasn't just any crash. This was Antarctica, one of the harshest and most unforgiving places on Earth. How did they defy the odds and survive in such an unrelenting environment? Stick around, because this is a tale of incredible courage, unyielding resilience, and an unbreakable will to live. Antarctica is a place that shows no mercy, a place where even penguins tread cautiously. It was the year 1946. A massive US expedition was underway, with a mission to map the vast and mysterious continent of Antarctica. This was no small feat. The operation involved 13 ships, 23 aircraft, and a staggering 4,700 personnel, all working against the clock. The Antarctic summer was brief, and they had only a narrow window of opportunity before winter's brutal grip returned. Among this formidable fleet was a seaplane named George I, carrying a crew of 9 brave men. Their mission was to survey and photograph the icy expanse, a task that, at first, seemed like an exciting adventure, but it soon turned into a nightmare they would never forget. Antarctica's weather is notorious for its unpredictability and extreme conditions. Despite worsening skies, the crew prepared for their second flight. The mission was too important to be delayed. Leading the charge was Ralph "Frenchy" LeBlanc, an experienced and confident pilot who had faced challenging conditions before. His confidence was unwavering, even as the weather grew increasingly hostile. The seaplane roared to life, assisted by jet-powered rockets, and ascended into a blinding snowstorm. At just 19 years old, James "Robbie" Robbins was the radar operator. Despite his age, he was already a seasoned veteran, having navigated through thick fog in Greenland. But even his experience couldn't fully prepare him for the unique and deadly challenges of Antarctica. As the plane pushed forward, Robbins kept his eyes locked on the radar. Mountains loomed, icebergs threatened, and yet, the true danger remained hidden beneath the surface. Without warning, their fate changed forever. The plane struck a snow-covered ridge that had been invisible on the radar, hidden beneath thick layers of snow and ice. The impact was catastrophic. The aircraft split into 3 massive pieces, flames erupting from the wreckage. Crew members were thrown like rag dolls into the unforgiving ice and snow. Chaos reigned in an instant. Ralph LeBlanc, injured and suspended upside down, was trapped in the burning front section of the plane. Other crew members lay scattered, injured, and disoriented, their breath visible in the frigid air as they struggled to comprehend what had happened. Survival instincts kicked in. The survivors moved quickly, pulling their injured comrades from the wreckage, even as flames and smoke threatened to consume them. But survival in Antarctica demanded more than just bravery. It required unimaginable resourcefulness and endurance. Among the injured was Frederick Williams. Despite their best efforts to keep him warm and stabilize him, he succumbed to his injuries within hours. His death cast a somber shadow over the group, but there was no time for despair. They had to focus on staying alive. With only 3 blankets among them, the survivors devised a rotation system, taking turns huddling in the middle to conserve what little warmth they could find. Outside, the blizzard raged on, showing no signs of letting up. For 3 days, they endured the relentless storm. Snow and darkness became their only reality. Desperation drove them to scavenge the wreckage for anything that could aid their survival. The freezing temperatures were relentless, testing not only their physical endurance, but their mental resilience. The wind howled through every crack and crevice, reminding the survivors that even the smallest misstep could lead to frostbite or worse. To keep their minds sharp and spirits from breaking, the crew shared stories of home and past missions, clinging to the familiarity of their voices as an anchor against despair. Each tale was a brief escape, a reminder of what they were fighting to return to, but the reality of their predicament loomed large. This paragraph would fit well after the section describing how the survivors endured the 3-day storm and scavenged the wreckage for supplies, before the mention of them playing the salvo game. This placement deepens the sense of their ongoing struggle and adds more emotional weight to their efforts to maintain hope and unity. They found emergency rations, cans of food, a few precious cookies, and even peanut butter. It wasn't much, but it would have to suffice. The need for heat was critical. Tapping into the plane's remaining fuel, they powered a small burner to melt snow for drinking water. It was a painstaking and laborious process. 15 pots of snow were required to produce just 1 cup of water. Each drop was cherished, each mouthful a small victory against the odds. When the storm finally cleared, they caught sight of the vast ocean below. It offered a fleeting sense of hope, a reminder that rescue might be possible, but it was also a cruel reminder of their isolation. To stave off despair, they turned to simple distractions. They played a rudimentary version of battleships called Salvo, a brief escape from the grim reality that surrounded them. But no game could erase the cold or the hunger gnawing at their insides. Days turned into weeks. On the 13th day, a miracle appeared. A rescue plane on the horizon. Their hopes soared, only to be dashed as it passed by without stopping. Hours later, it returned, and this time they were prepared. Robins risked everything, setting a pile of flammable debris alight to create a massive signal fire. Flames roared into the sky, and while Robbins singed his eyebrows, it was a price worth paying. The rescue plane saw them. Yet their ordeal was far from over. The survivors were instructed to make their way to a lake 10 miles away. Exhaustion weighed on their every step as they trudged through waist-deep snow, their injured pilot strapped to a sled. 3 men pulled, while another guided from behind, ensuring they stayed on course. The snow was merciless, swallowing their legs and sapping their energy. When they finally reached solid ground, they found some relief, but the journey was far from finished. As they neared the lake, a dense fog rolled in, obscuring their path. The rescue plane's engines rumbled in the distance, guiding them forward. Finally, rescuers arrived, navigating through the fog to bring them to safety. Relief washed over the weary crew as they climbed aboard the plane, their ordeal finally over. For 6 of the 9 men who crashed, this marked the end of a harrowing chapter. But the memories of Antarctica's icy grip would remain etched in their minds forever. This story is more than just a tale of survival. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, to courage in the face of impossible odds, and to the ingenuity of those who refuse to give up. If you found this journey inspiring, please give this video a like, share it with friends, and let the legacy of these brave souls live on. And don't forget to check out our next story. Just click on the screen to explore another incredible tale of perseverance and strength. Until next time, stay strong and keep fighting.